You've closed that door behind you thousands of times, and almost every single time, a quiet little voice has asked whether you're doing right by the cat on the other side of it. Today, I want to end that argument in your head for good, because the honest science does not stand on the side of your guilt. What happens to a cat kept indoors for their whole life is close to the exact opposite of what you fear. It is not a smaller life. In the two things that decide everything, how long your cat lives and how well they live it, it is a bigger one. And before we're done, I'm going to hand you a single habit that takes about 90 seconds a day, costs almost nothing, and can buy your cat extra years. It only works because your cat lives inside, and I'd guess fewer than 1 in 20 owners are doing it. That one is the whole reason I made this video, so stay with me to the end. I've spent my entire career with my hands on cats, and I have lost count of the owners who sat across from me and quietly apologized for keeping their cat safe. So let me be the vet who finally tells you the other half of the story, the half nobody posts about. Let's start with the number that changes the whole conversation. Number 1, your indoor cat lives far longer than you think, and the gap is bigger than most people ever hear. An indoor cat cared for reasonably well commonly lives 13 to 17 years, and a healthy number sail well past 20. The oldest cat ever documented reached 38. Now ask the same question about cats with full outdoor access, and the honest answer is that nobody can hand you a clean number, and the reason is grim. Outdoor cats vanish. There is no vet visit, no recorded cause of death, just an empty bowl by the back step and a question that never gets an answer. The statistics have a hole in them shaped exactly like the cats that never came home. But if you want a window into what the outside does to a cat, look at the ones who live there full time. Stray and feral cats, with no one watching over them, often survive only 2 to 5 years, and a brutal share of kittens never reach their first birthday. Same species, same instincts, same claws. The only variable is a door, and once you understand what's on the other side of that door, you'll stop second-guessing yourself. Outside, your cat is not the tiny lion they believe they are. To a car at night, a dark cat on dark asphalt is simply invisible. To a coyote, a loose dog, or a great horned owl, they are a meal. To a single tick, they can pick up a disease that can kill a healthy cat in under a week. To another cat carrying feline leukemia, or FIV, spread through bites and shared saliva, they are just the next host, and there is no cure for either one. Then come the poisons. Antifreeze tastes sweet, and as little as 1 teaspoon of it can be fatal to an average-sized cat, with the damage to the kidneys often locked in before you'd ever see a symptom. A single leaf, or even the pollen, from an Easter lily can shut a cat's kidneys down completely. Rat bait sits in half the garages on the street, none of it announces itself. An outdoor cat gets no warning. One ordinary evening, they just don't come home, and their owner spends the next several years wondering. Your indoor cat will never be that story, and you erased every one of those threats yourself. Not by luck, but by one decision you keep making every single day. Number 2, you always know exactly where your cat is, and I want you to understand what a rare gift that really is. Every owner of an outdoor cat eventually ends up standing at a door late at night, calling a name into the dark, waiting for a shape to slide into the porch light. Some nights the shape shows up, some nights it doesn't, and the not knowing is its own private kind of torture. You have never had to live inside that helplessness, and it's easy to forget that's a gift because peace of mind is invisible. You only feel it once it's gone. Your version of that midnight moment looks like this. You want to know where your cat is, and they're in the sunspot by the window, or loafed on the exact paperwork you needed, or wedged behind the dryer for reasons known only to them. Worst case, you get 30 seconds of mild panic before 2 unimpressed eyes blink at you from a closet. But here's the part almost no one connects. That certainty runs both directions. Your cat always knows where you are too. And to a species whose brain is built to monitor and defend a territory, that is everything. Their whole world is mapped, secured, and shared with exactly one other creature, you. No rival toms cutting across the yard, no strange scent to investigate along a fence line at 3 a.m. In a cat's mind, they don't live in a smaller world. They live in a solved one. And a cat with a solved world stops spending energy on survival and starts spending it on you. If this is already lifting some of that guilt off your shoulders, Do me a favor and hit like and subscribe, because there are a lot of good owners out there who still need to hear they made the right call. Number 3, your bond with an indoor cat grows deeper, and there's real biology underneath it. Have you ever wondered why your cat trails you room to room, or talks at you like you're supposed to catch every word? Here's something wonderful. Adult cats barely meow at one another. The meow is a language they invent almost entirely for us, and indoor cats become genuinely fluent, developing distinct sounds for feed me, follow me, and pay attention to me right now. That's not sentiment, that's what happens when you become the single most interesting thing in a cat's territory. An outdoor cat spreads their attention across a whole neighborhood of rivals to track and borders to patrol, and their human gets whatever focus is left over, which is why so many outdoor cats treat home like a hotel. Check in, eat, sleep, check out. Your indoor cat made the opposite investment. Every bit of that social wiring pours onto you. It's why they know the sound of your specific car, why they can tell the footsteps that mean dinner from the ones that mean you're just getting a glass of water, why they're waiting at the door before your key even touches the lock. Researchers at Oregon State ran the same attachment test used on human infants and found that about 65% of cats form a secure attachment bond to their owner, seeking them out as a base of safety, which lines up almost exactly with the rate you see in babies and their parents. People call that dependence like it's a weakness. In a relationship built on trust, dependence has a better name. It's called closeness. So the next time your cat hollers at you at 6 in the evening for no reason you can find, understand what you're hearing. They built an entire language just for you. Not bad for the animal everyone insists is aloof. Number 4, they are not missing out the way you imagine. Picture your cat's dream life and you probably see grass, butterflies, a golden meadow at sunset. Here's the uncomfortable truth. That picture is yours, not theirs. You're taking what freedom means to a human and painting it onto a brain that works nothing like ours. A cat's sense of well-being stands on 3 pillars: secure territory, predictable resources, and control over their environment. Look hard at what is not on that list: novelty, adventure, wide-open horizons. Those are human cravings. To a cat, the unknown is not thrilling. The unknown is a threat that hasn't introduced itself yet. That's why your cat interrogates a new grocery bag like it might be armed, and why sliding the couch 2 feet triggers a full forensic sweep. Now run the outdoors through those 3 pillars. Territory outside is never secure. It's contested every night by cats your cat never agreed to share a street with. Resources out there are unpredictable by definition. And control. An outdoor cat controls almost nothing, which is exactly why their stress hormones and their vigilance never fully switch off. Chronically high cortisol quietly suppresses the immune system. So that constant low-grade fear is one more reason outdoor cats get sick more and heal slower. Your home flips all 3 switches to on. The territory is undisputed. The food arrives on schedule from a large, reasonably well-trained mammal, and control is total. They know every surface, every hiding spot, every sunbeam's daily schedule down to the minute. When your cat claims the same windowsill at the same hour every day, that isn't boredom, that's mastery. And the grass and the butterflies, you can still hand them those safely on your terms. Grow a little pot of cat grass from about 1 tablespoon of oat or wheat seeds on the sill. Hang a bird feeder outside a window, and you've built them cat television that runs all day for free. Add a screened catio or clip on a harness and walk the adventurous ones. Rotate a handful of toys so an old one feels brand new every week. Run 2 real play sessions a day, 10 to 15 minutes each, with a wand toy that darts and hides like prey, and always let them catch it at the end so the hunt actually closes. The point was never that outside has nothing good in it. It's that your cat never had to gamble their life to get the good parts. Number 5, and this is the one I promised you at the start, the one that can save your cat's life. There is something your cat will never tell you, no matter how much they love you. When something hurts, they simply can't bring themselves to show it. This isn't stubbornness, it's ancient wiring. Your cat evolved as both predator and prey, and in the wild, an animal that limps or slows down becomes the next meal. So cats built one of the most relentless instincts in nature: hide the pain, mask the illness, act completely normal until the body simply won't allow it anymore. Ask any veterinarian what makes cats so hard to treat, and you'll get the same answer. By the time a cat looks sick, the disease has often been at work for months. It is not a choice your cat makes. It's an instinct older than the species, and it works against them every single day. Here's what almost no one frames correctly. The illnesses that most often take cats from us, chronic kidney disease, diabetes, and overactive thyroid and urinary blockages, rarely show up in how a cat acts. They show up in the small, boring details of daily life: drinking more water than usual, larger clumps in the litter box or more of them, leaving food behind, straining in the box and producing nothing, which in a male cat is a true emergency that can turn fatal in 24 to 48 hours, a brand new favorite sleeping spot, eating the very same amount but slowly, quietly losing weight. An outdoor cat's owner sees none of it because the evidence is scattered across a whole neighborhood. They drink from a puddle, use a flower bed 3 houses down, and throw up under a hedge where no one will ever find it. That single instinct working against the cat stays perfectly hidden. But your indoor cat can't hide any of it from you, and that is their enormous advantage. Every clue lands somewhere you can see it. That litter box you scoop is a daily medical chart. That water bowl is a lab test you're running without realizing it. A healthy cat drinks roughly 3.5 to 4.5 ounces of water for every 5 pounds of body weight per day, food included. So if you suddenly find the bowl empty or catch them camped out at the faucet, that's data worth a phone call. You notice these shifts in days that an outdoor cat's owner would miss for months. And with these diseases, months are the whole ball game. And now the habit I promised, the one thing that beats the hide your pain instinct, and it only works because your cat lives with you. Once a week, weigh your cat, not by feel, by number. Step on your bathroom scale holding them. Note it, subtract your own weight, and write it down with the date, or use a small digital pet or kitchen scale for real precision. Weight loss is the earliest, most reliable red flag in all of feline medicine, and here's why a home scale beats waiting for the vet. A cat can lose 8 or 10% of their body weight, most of a pound on a 10-pound cat, before your eyes and your hands can ever feel it under all that fur. On a weekly log, you catch it while it's still a mystery to solve instead of a goodbye to grieve. Pair that with a quick body check once a week, run your hands along the ribs. You should feel them like the back of your hand, not see them and not have to dig for them, and you've just given your cat a 2-minute exam most owners never think to do. With kidney disease, thyroid disease, and diabetes, catching it early is the entire difference between a condition you manage comfortably for years and a diagnosis that arrives too late. I put every one of these together: the weekly weigh-in log, the water and litter checklist, the 2-a-day play routine, the cat grass and catio setups, and my full at-home wellness tracker, into one simple guide, because for years owners kept asking me how to keep all of my recommendations in one place. You can grab it at the link in the description or in the pinned comment. If keeping your cat safe indoors is the first loving decision, this is the one that lets you protect them from the things they will never show you. One last thing, owner to owner. I'm a veterinarian, but I'm not your cat's veterinarian, and nothing I've said here replaces an exam from someone with their hands on your animal. If you spot a change, especially a cat straining in the litter box with nothing to show for it, don't wait, call your vet today. You've already made the hard, loving choice to keep them safe. Everything we talked about is just how you turn that safe life into a long and genuinely happy one. Thank you for being the kind of owner who watches all the way to the end. Your cat is luckier than they will ever be able to tell you.